After Dark with DaddyFreeze and the Lobsters. We're starting the gist with Mackenzie Bezos, who vows to give away at least half of her $37 billion fortune. She wants to give that away to charity.
Mackenzie, if you're listening, my third name is Charity.
You don't need that kind of charity.
So
you don't need that kind of charity.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Doesn't need that kind of charity?
We've got Bolari up in the building.
Your challenge was lit.
Hi, Baller.
You killed it. Well done.
Thanks, boss. And you're a baller, man.
Yeah. I hope,
my guys are
ballers.
I hope the owner doesn't come looking after you.
What's going on here? What's happening here? What's going on here? What's going on here? What's going on here?
This is my house.
What's happening here?
This is my house. See. What are you talking about? I have proof. Go to my Instagram handle. You will see. I own this house. I own property in this area. What is it? I will go to any length with you to show that this is my house. I'm 43 years old. I picked up the stones of my life. I wear designer. This is a Bentley. I drive Bentley.
I
haven't seen the latest.
You haven't.
Are you serious? You've
Where's
been
your
busted.
phone? I swear.
DaddyFreeze, you need to do a comeback video that
No.
everybody. It's alright. It's a normal stuff.
You
guys shouldn't worry. I'm fine.
When I saw it, I'm like, this Freeze is just a clown.
Thanks for the love. Thanks for the love.
So you guys are gonna be able to catch it on Cool FM's page. It's right there. You should check it out. Cool FM Lagos, by the way, on Instagram. This is it.
Oh, you've been busted. Wow. I need to look at this.
Oh yeah, check out the video where I was busted. I'm a blessed man. I'm the definition of grace. I'm a CEO. You can do it too. I built this with the stones that they threw at me. That my toys, my blessings. Bentega. Custom edition. Gold orange interior. GLE, ML, all white. I wanted to buy sports car. I want Audi. They say what color? I say give me all the colors. I am a testimony of God's grace. Look at all that God has done for me.
A few moments later.
It's my house. Who get the house? You get the house. Wait. So, I didn't get the house. What? Who get the house? It's my house. Who got this car? It's my car. Hey, what's that? Hey, where did they talk? You said now you get the house? It's not my house. It's not my house. Okay, explain yourself. It is really Onye Henry. It's his house. I just took a picture of the house because they know me as DaddyFreeze CEO of Cool FM. So it's not my house. And don't laugh at me too much.
It's hard not to.
Thank you, Taste Buds, for the cough and the hiccups. She served me rabbit meat today.
Wow. Rabbit.
As in, awesome. As in so chewy and delicious. Sounds weird.
Rabbit.
Yeah.
How does it sound weird?
Don't eat rabbit.
I know, but it sounds expensive. That's the word you're looking for.
Rabbit. What's the local name that you feel?
Local name for rabbit, Zika.
He's a lie.
That was a good one. Otherwise,
You should know that there are some people you don't cross.
Zika doesn't sound like an Igbo name.
No, don't worry. The one they eat. All right. quite a lot of stuff that we'll be talking about. And there was something else I said I was going to talk about. Regina Daniel's daddy.
Wow, they look so like.
They don't. I don't see it. Is it?
Wow,
Is it the
look at the
filter
shape
that
of
you're
their
talking
head.
about? She has
Look
hair.
Look at the shape of their
nose.
heads.
Look
No.
at their nose.
Her nose is bendy and his is like
Openy.
And
Yeah.
is it pointed?
no. Yes, that's a pointed nose.
Okay, we got a picture from Linda Ikeji's blog, and we're gonna try to upload it, so you guys could check it out. Sorry, pardon me, I have a bit of hiccups. Now, I'm gonna ask a question. If this is indeed her father, should she have the right to tell him not to attend her wedding?
Yes.
Why yes?
Because look, I feel like he hasn't. It all seems so. Sorry to say planned. All respect to fathers, I know he contributed a whole lot to her existence, but it all seems so planned. If he had come out in the middle of her life to say, you know what, even if when she had just bought her mama house and he said, you know what, Regina, I'm your dad and you need to respect me. Not coming up when she's hit the big bank and now he's saying, oh, it looks like she's giving birth to herself. Oh, that's not where she's from. I've tried to contact them. It all looks, sorry to say, it still looks like clout. You see, it still looks like you're trying to chase something because you see that what you're chasing has now gotten a lot of value. Why weren't we seeing him chasing her all the years of her life? That's my point. I'm not saying he shouldn't. Yeah, he's a father, we all know it. But at this time, let him wait after the wedding and then come and make his peace.
I'll make an appeal. Regina, if he's your dad, at least give him some recognition, no matter what he's done to offend you. And guys, dads know very well how to offend their kids.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have issues with women, and then they take it out on the children. And women also are very good. Women know how to fight their men using their children. I've seen women do it, and I've had a woman do it to me. You'd be cool with the kids, and then all of a sudden there would be an issue, and then there'll be an issue with the woman, and then the kids get to suffer.
Yeah.
So, in my humble opinion, I think she needs to listen. Let me break something down to you. If that's really your father, all he could have done was pull out, and you never would have existed.
Clearly, he didn't want to.
If he pulled out, that's all. Or if he ran across the street and bought posting or two and gave you and said drink, and gave your mom and said drink, and she drank, we won't be having these debates now.
Yeah.
If he had won a 50 naira rubber, or if your mother had had a coil, you won't be here today.
But does that excuse the fact that he has not...
Now, this
been
doesn't
there?
excuse abuse. If a man brought you to this world and is abusing you, then it's a different issue. And it's an issue that needs to be dealt with. But if your parent had issues, for whatever reason, he abandoned you or whatever reason, I'm not in any place to judge. However, I'd suggest that it would be a good idea if you could at least allow him the minimal intervention a father can have in their child's life, unless you were abused.
Yeah, he can be invited.
Or he harassed you. You can be invited.
Yeah, that's it. But you're not going to deal with bride price or whatever. Just come and sit down and enjoy the wedding.
Wow.
Yeah, but you see, he would also want to come and sit down and recognize his presence.
Yeah.
In a wedding like this, with the caliber of people that are going to be there, it is going to be hard for anybody to start raising hand and acting funny. I went to a billionaire's mother's funeral once, and the caucus of his guys, the amount of security you have to pass to get to him, you think about it 5 or 6 times before you even consider it. So he can't go there to pull trouble. But it also speaks well of you, especially for the future.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you get into a fight, and then your husband's people can say you that you don't have a father.
Well,
It might not affect you. You know, you Ugandans are different. You people don't like having parents.
no, hey,
From what I've seen.
it's not that.
But here, especially if you are Igbo or Yoruba like Zika.
I'm not Yoruba.
What's wrong?
Well, you're Yoruba. Oh.
How DaddyFreeze?
When did you change your tribe?
DaddyFreeze.
You see, if you're Yoruba, for instance, why are you touching her nose? Her nose is blocked, lying. You see, guys, here's the thing, and please listen to me, hear me out. If you live in this part of the world, there's some things that matter to you, especially if you grew up here. Like, your parents matter to you, right, Naomi?
Yeah, definitely.
They matter to me too, but my parents matter to me because they've been in my life the whole time.
So if your father wasn't in your life the whole time and he showed up at your wedding or showed up a few days before your wedding, you'd not let him collect your bride price?
Knock him out.
What do you say? You knocked him out?
I don't want you to say it
knock
like
him
that.
out.
Let me be very honest.
Be very honest.
I don't know. Because now I'm imagining my father as
You
the
might.
man
I
that
think
he
you
is.
would find it. I think you will whine about it. I mean, whine about letting somebody who has not been in your life for years just come in all of a sudden and want to take
Because
the bride price and everything.
You
Okay.
see, my point is he didn't come in on a Wednesday and say, I want my daughter. He has come in after, Uncle Ned comes in, a lot of money comes in, a lot of wealth is coming in. Then he's like, oh, I'm your
What
father.
if he's actually been trying? I've been in a
Yes, he
situation
said
like
so.
that before. When a woman decides that you are not going to see the children, there ain't ish you could do.
There's no evidence
actually that
on
if
his
no, but
posts or
looking
whatever.
at, I'm sorry I'm saying this, but looking at Regina and the mom and looking at the father, I feel like the mother would have deprived him. I don't know why. I just feel like
Naomi, I'm not sure you can say this.
I can't
wouldn't say that.
no, I can't
I would
categorically
just
say it,
suggest that I've been in a situation where a woman has deprived me of seeing my kids.
I mean,
And has gone to any
maybe it's
length
just this
possible.
picture that is making
She
me
told
pity
me,
him,
she said,
though.
you will never see these kids again. I thought she was bragging.
Well, you see, in the age of social media now, when you say that, the first thing I did was to check through his Facebook posts and to look for something saying, Regina.
he doesn't necessarily have to put that information.
Look, I've been through this before.
He
so I'm
doesn't
speaking to
necessarily
you
have
from
to put that
experience.
information. You get? He doesn't
When
necessarily
a
have to put
woman
that
doesn't want you
information
to
out there.
have anything with the father of her kids, listen, when women get angry, the way they love is the same way they hate. The moment they get angry with you, they'll, as far as they're concerned, you're dead, and they'll declare you dead to the kids, and they'll go all out. Listen, I've overheard a conversation with a woman I was in a relationship once with, telling people that I was a cultist or something funny like that. I'm telling you. And I could hear. And I'm like, wow, is this what you're feeding these people just because me and you are not working out? Must you kill me?
And to be honest, in most cases, it's always the women that try to take
But
the
in all
fathers
fairness,
against
we cannot
children
use
against
one
their
scenario.
No, but
for all you know, maybe the father.
Maybe he was
But
a dead
Naomi,
dad,
let me
you know,
answer
for
your
real.
question. Why it always seems like the women? Because we did not inherit our mother's silence, but our mothers went through a lot. Mothers went through a lot. There's a lot they sat down through. There's a lot they went through with our fathers that we never got to know. And those who got out of it, once they got out of it, they don't want to look back. I'm not speaking for her, but I'm speaking for the rest of the people. So there are situations whereby a woman walks out of a marriage and she's so disturbed, she has maybe been abused or something. So she wants nothing to do. She doesn't want the daughter to
But
ever
there are
go
also
through.
men that women put through a lot. And the men maybe have to leave the marriage as well. And they go through a lot as well.
Yeah.
So it's not just about the women.
No,
Okay?
but I'm saying majority.
Just the way
Okay, guys, you know what's going to happen? We'll take a break. And when we come back, I'm going to read a post
Yes.
to you guys from a social media handle, I think African Jagbajantis, that's where we got that from, about some guy who was there for a woman and her children. He wasn't married to her, and issues came up on the wedding. I think we're going to be a part of this when we come back.
Yes,
Ladies and
DaddyFreeze,
gentlemen,
but
whatever
before-
you do, Don't you dare touch it. 96.9 Cool FM. After Dark with DaddyFreeze and the Lobsters, the beautiful Lobsters right here in the building. Got Nene Risky, got Amal. And we have Zika. Zika, are you with us? Are you alive?
Yes, DaddyFreeze.
Okay. Now, earlier on, we were talking about Regina Daniels and the alleged daddy issue. Now, I've got a story I read on Africa's Jagbajantis Vines. Now, the story goes, a man refused to pay for his stepdaughter's wedding at the last minute because she refused to acknowledge him as the host at her wedding. My stepdaughter will be getting married on the 23rd of August. The wedding planner has consumed most of her and her mother's life. The wedding planning has consumed most of her and her mother's life. I saw her mother. I say her mother because we aren't married, though we've lived together for 10 years. For the past 6 months, my stepdaughter graduated last December from university. I paid for her to go to college. Though it was a state school, it still ran $40,000. So far, what's going on? What happened? Okay. Although it was a state school, it still ran $40,000. She doesn't have a job and has been living with us the duration of her college career. And since graduation, I also bought her a car to get back and forth from school when she finished high school. From time to time, her deadbeat dad would pop into her life and she would fawn all over him. Although he hasn't contributed a cent to her education or paid any child support, though that is my girlfriend's fault as she still loves him that was not part of the settlement. She still loves him and wants him in her life. He stays long enough to break her heart by skipping town and breaking some promise that he made her. Okay, the wedding venue holds 250 people max. I gave them a list of 20 people that I wanted invited. You know, since I was paying for everything, they told me that was not a problem. They'll take care of it. Okay. Then last they couldn't attend to the 20 people that he brought for one reason or the other. But guess what? The girl's real father was catered to, blah, 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 blah. Now, on the day before the wedding, something spectacular now happened. He was called to give a toast, and he said, "It was a great pleasure to be part of this family for the past 10 years. And all the romantics in the house said, "Oh,
so sweet."
Yeah. You know. And then he said, "At this point in my life, I feel I owe a debt of gratitude to the bride and groom because they have opened my eyes to something very important." Confident smiles were exchanged. "They have showed me that my position in this family is not what I once thought it was. And now a glimmer of confusion set in." Eh?
Okay, oh snap.
When they happen on your live video.
Is he not Mumu?
On your live video, something's about to happen. Though I once thought of myself as the patriarch or the grandfather of the family, commanding great respect and sought for help in times of need, it seems instead that I hold the position of an ATM, good for a stream of money, but not much else, as I have been replaced as host both on the invitation and in the ceremony. I am resigning also my financial duties
Wow.
as host to my successor, the real dad.
Wow.
So, cheers to the happy couple and the path they have chosen. He said he finished his drink and said, you can all let yourselves out.
Wow.
Is this selfish?
No.
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 It's not.
Is this selfish?
Well, to an extent, yes.
How?
I mean, if your position was not clearly stated, if you guys did not clearly define your position in each other's life or your responsibilities,
Yeah.
why are you later feeling entitled that much, right? As
I
being,
agree. That's
being
a
the
lot
father.
of entitlement.
But wait, I wake up, pay $40,000.
It doesn't say
Does
anything.
it have to
does-
always
it's not-
be
it-
money?
It does not.
It is.
I
It
paid
is,
for
it
it
really
though.
is. Why-
Huh?
I
it's not
paid
a-
for all those
Even
things.
if you pay for all
I'm
those
paying
things, it
for
doesn't
wedding.
make
Hold
you
on,
the
there's one thing I
father.
believe in. When you get into a cab, you know, some people, I've seen this thing has happened to somebody in London before. One of those boys I used to feel in university finally had the opportunity to travel to London. Never been to London before. Throughout when he was in school, always entered cab. Do you understand? Just got to the airport, stopped the cab, and said he was going to Luton, one of those faraway places, and sat down in the back of the car, folded his legs, and dozed off. They got there, the bill was £450.
That's like a flight on its
And he
own.
came to London with £400.
For enjoyment and everything.
Hey, oh
So he
my
got to the
God.
person's house and they had to racket £50. There's a lesson there. Ask questions. How much does this cab cost? Ask, why is my name not? Before you start shelling out money. You see, I might imagine that Amal loves me. But Amal doesn't love me. She just works with me. And then maybe I'm broke. I now go to Amal's house. I say, Amal, give me 500K. And Amal's like, no. And I know she has 5. I now start getting upset. But come on, we work together. We're colleagues. My opinion of our relationship is different from Amal's opinion of this same relationship.
Exactly.
Sometimes you meet a girl who's dating a guy and the guy who's not dating her. So the girl's in a relationship but the guy's single. You've seen that kind of scenario.
Yeah.
So it plays out like this. The father is, we come to meet you, give us money, you give us.
You see, this is
You've never, first of all, hold on. If he hadn't married the mother in 10 years
Exactly.
or
Exactly.
gone to knock the door,
He doesn't have
But if
any
you don't want to
rights.
say that abroad, when you stay together for 10 years, you have this.
It's a common law marriage.
yes, it's
Yes.
a common law marriage.
So clearly, they're in some way married. Maybe
Yes,
they don't
they're
know
married.
it.
However, there is more, it takes more than you. She has a family. Have you gone to say, make the intentions, engage her,
Exactly.
Maybe marriage
put
is
a
not
ring
their
on
goal.
it, even if it's not a wedding ring, put
Promise ring.
a promise ring on it.
I mean, it takes more than just living with somebody for 10 years. That's why when there's nothing backing it up that you guys are
But you
legally
can
together.
agree. Marriage is not everyone's goal. I can agree with someone that I don't want to get married. You
Married
don't want to
too.
get married, but we want to be together.
Exactly. So let your positions, let everything
No,
be
but then
clearly
the
cut so you
responsibilities
understand.
are like married people. If I'm paying for your child's
No,
school
if you're
fees
paying for
and
my
your child's
fees-
wedding, I better be at the top. That
No,
I'm telling
no,
you, I should
no,
be at the
can't-
top
you can't be
table.
when they're
entitled
cutting
like that.
cake, I need my hand to be the one.
Like I
stretching
literally
over.
paid for her school fees.
No, that doesn't give you the right to be entitled. If you're
All
not,
right, guys, we need to leave.
Wow.
But first of all, let's just take 2 or 3 phone calls. 2710969, 2711969, 2712969, and 2713969. Naomi and I are on the side that the guy felt too entitled. While Amal and Zika believe that, hey, he's the one bringing the money, he should be given a certain amount of respect. What's your take on this? We've got one call coming in. I think we're going to limit it to one call. Yep, hello. Hi, how are you doing, sir? Do go ahead.
If the guy actually loves the lady, can pay for anything, even if they are not getting married.
So he could still pay for the daughter, and the ex husband or the father of the girl gets all the shine. Is that what you're saying? Let's sneak in one more call. All right, final caller. Good evening. Go ahead. Share your point.
Good evening.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, he's very close to home because I grew up in a family just like this. My stepsister, same situation. And I don't think the man is entitled. He's not feeling entitled. For all intents and purposes, he's the father of the child. He's the father. He's taking. It's not even about the taking. Happen for life. So if people think, oh, it's okay for people to just do whatever they like, and like I mean our original dad, the original dad, and they just pop up on the modern day to reap what they did not sow, I don't think it makes sense.
Word. All right, that's as far as we can go on a break, and we'll be back tomorrow. We love you all.